You guys know the drill. I got you with the best dribble moves for all builds and heights in NBA 2K26. And I'll also be doing a basic beginner's dribble tutorial at the end of the video. What if I told you that if Dak Prescott gets 1 yard in week 1, you win? This is only on Prize Picks. And on top of that, Prize Picks will give you $50 in lineups when you place any $5 lineup, win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll still get your 50 bucks. All you gotta do is use code YoungDirk when you sign up. Prize Picks is super easy to use. First, you pick your sport, then you select your category within that sport, then select your players within the category and decide if they're gonna go more or less. You can mix and match categories, mix and match sports. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. Now keep this in mind. The more players you choose and get right, the more money you can make. And you can now play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Make sure you use code YoungDirk and click the link in the description when you sign up today. You'll get $50 in lineups when you place any $5 lineup, win or lose. Please play responsibly, and a huge thanks to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. Alright, first things first, to make your game experience better and make dribbling easier for you, let's go over to options and select controller settings. The first thing you're going to want to do is scroll down to Pro Stick Function, make sure this is on default, go to Pro Stick Orientation, put this on absolute, then go to Passive Dribble Hand Switches, make sure this is disabled. This is a terrible feature for dribbling, it's going to make it a lot harder to combo. Then scroll down to Auto Lob to Moving Receiver and make sure this is disabled. This is going to help you avoid throwing those lollipop passes. And then we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom to Vibration and turn this off. You can keep it on, but I feel like it makes dribbling a little harder. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over each move one by one, so make sure you guys pay attention so you can figure out which dribble moves are best for you in your play style. Starting with the dribble style, you really only have one option for both big and small guards. For the big guards, it is Zach LaVine. It gives you the best speed boost out of all of the big guard dribble styles. And then for little guards, it is Ja Morant, which is the best dribble style in the game by far. If you are a small guard, you need to put this on. And if you're 6'10 to 7'4, put on Giannis Antetokounmpo. On to the signature size ups, you have a few options for big guards. You have Scoot Henderson, you have Tracy McGrady, which is what I currently use. You have Paul George, and then you got Ben Simmons. For little guards, you have Stephen Curry, which is the most used right now, but the one that I personally like is Anthony Edwards. And then if you're 6'10 to 7'4, use Ben Simmons or normal. Breakdown combos for big and small guards, you get the same two that I'm about to recommend you. Option number 1 is Devin Booker. This was the best aggressive breakdown in the game last year. It's great for getting crabs, which means getting in front of your opponent to where if they jump, they can't contest your shot. So I personally use this one. This is the meta breakdown combo, if you want to call it that. And then the other one that you guys could use, which I think most of you will like more than the Devin Booker, is the Jordan Poole. This is really, really good for comboing, and a lot of good people are using the Jordan Poole. You can't go wrong with either one. If you want to be crabby, like if you want to get in front of the defender and take those middies or those threes, put on Devin Booker. But if you want to still be able to crab and combo up, use Jordan Poole. And then if you're 6'10 to 7'4, use Kevin Durant. Onto your escape, probably the most important move this year overall. This is my most used move. So starting with the big guards, I personally use Jimmy Butler. I like how you can spam it and I like the speed boost out of it. Another good option is Paul George. The spam is very, very quick, but it gives you a unique speed boost. It is good. It's just I don't like the speed boost out of it, so that's why I prefer the Jimmy. It's just personal preference. Try them both out and see which one you like more. And another good option is Kobe Bryant. This is what Joe Knows uses, and he told me that he likes this escape a lot. The only reason why I don't use Kobe is because you need an 88 ball handle and I only have an 86. For the small guards, you have a few options. First off, if you want a glitchy looking one, put on Kyrie. As for the other three, they're all very similar. It's just personal preference, and those are Damian Lillard, Trae Young, and Kemba Walker, which right now is the most used one. If I had a small guard, realistically, I would be using Kemba Walker, but I would try all these out and see which one you like the most. And if you're 6'10 to 7'4, you can use Kevin Durant. Combo moves. You have only two options, whether you're a small or a big guard. You guys are both gonna get these. You have Pro and Jason Tatum. It's personal preference. I really don't use my combo moves this year at all. Maybe I might in the future, but right now it's not a necessity for me. And if you're 6'10 to 7'4, you can use Durant or Pro. Onto the crossover. I have 3 options for small guards and big guards. All 3 of these are under 6'10". So the first and what I use right now is Lonzo Ball. It just glitches you to the hoop essentially. It just creates so much space. It looks glitchy. I just love it. It's my favorite crossover in the game right now. But another really good option, and I got this from a 2K League Pro. He is using Chris Paul, and then one of the best 2 players in the world right now is also using Chris Paul. It's like quick, and it almost gets your defender behind you, which is another reason why this is good. And then another good option that I like, and I think is actually a little underrated, is LeBron James. And then if you're 6'10" to 7'4", use Pro. Onto the behind the backs. And oh, real quick, you guys, if we get this video to 1,000 likes, I would really appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to me yet, what are you doing with your life? Anyways, you have a few options for big guards here. You have the SGA, which is like the Curry slide clone for the big guards. I've been seeing a lot more big guards use this. I personally like and use Kobe White for the standstill behind the back and the explosive behind the back. Another person with a good standstill and explosive is Paul George. I've been seeing a few people start to use this now. And then if you're into moving behind the backs, the best one by a mile is Scottie Pippen. This just launches you to the basket, and it's really fun to use. For all of the little guards, you can use all the ones that I just named, but I think you should use Stephen Curry. It's just so good, bro. The combos are so clean. You can shoot off of it. You can speed boost out of it. I think it is a must-have if you are a little guard. If you don't like it, you can use any of the ones that I just named, or you can put on Darius Garland. And of course, if you're 6'10" to 7'4", you can use Durant or normal. Onto the spin. I'm not much of a spinner, but for under 6'10", so small and big guard, you could use Penny Hardaway, which is what I use, Steve Nash or DeMar DeRozan, and then if you're 6'10" to 7'4", you could use Durant or normal. Onto the hesitation. Now this is more important this year because it actually affects the way you dribble in specific situations. So here are the best 3 options. They're all for under 6'10". You have Kobe White, which creates a lot of space off the standstill hesitation, but this is one of those hesitations that affects specific moves. So I'm not a fan, but it does create space. And then you have the Devin Booker, and then you have my favorite, which is the Anthony Edwards, because this gives you a really good quick stop, which I will show you guys in the drill tutorial later in the video. And then if you're 6'10" to 7'4", use Kevin Durant. Onto the step back, you have a few very good options. It just comes down to personal preference. The first 4 are for all builds under 6'10", and then the last one is for small guards. So the 2 most commonly used ones are Devin Booker and Vince Carter. I would say Devin Booker has the slight edge, but I personally use Vince Carter, and this is what Joe knows uses as well. I like it more than the Devin Booker because it creates more space, and I like to shoot off of my snatchback a lot. But you cannot go wrong with either one. This is one where you should try them both out and then decide which one you want to go with. An underrated option is Jimmy Butler. This is close to the Zach LaVine from 25. It's not nearly as good, but it's the closest one we got for the big guards. And then James Harden, the standstill snatchback is terrible, but the running, moving, explosive snatchback is extremely good. It's the best running snatchback in the game. And then if you're a little guard, you could use all the ones I just named, but if you want a Zach LaVine type clone from 2K25, use Kyrie Irving. And if you're 6'10" to 7'4", you can use Joel Embiid or Pro. All right, now let's jump into the dribble tutorial. And if you could drop a like for me real quick if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, the first move is our signature size up. All you're doing is moving your right stick back and forth, side to side, diagonal, any direction you want, and it'll activate a part of your signature size up. The next move is our escape. This is very, very easy and probably my most used move. All you're doing is you're holding the right trigger the entire time. If the ball is in your left hand, you're flicking your right stick up diagonal right, and if the ball is in your right hand, it's going up diagonal to the left. And then to hit the between the legs, it is just horizontally right or left. And then if you want to spam it, you just do it back and forth over and over and over again, and you can do it as much as you want. But keep in mind, if you do it more than 3 times in a row, you will lose an adrenaline. 1, 2, 3, and goodbye, adrenaline. The next move is our standstill behind the back. Very easy move, very effective move. If the ball is starting in your right hand, okay, you're holding the right trigger, and you are going to flick down diagonal left on your right stick. That's it. And if the ball is in your left hand, you're going to flick down diagonal right on your right stick. And if you want to spam it, it's the same thing as the escape. You're just doing the same movement over and over and over again. And again, if you do it more than 3 times in a row, you will lose an adrenaline. Onto the snatch bag, aka the step back. This is one of my most used moves. All you're doing is you are holding the right trigger and you are flicking down on your right stick. That is literally it. And just by comboing those 3 moves together, you can come up with a lot of ways to score. Those are the 3 moves that I personally use the most. Okay, the next move is our explosive behind the back, which is the move I obviously just did right there. So let's say the ball is in your left hand. You're holding the right trigger the entire time. You're going to flick your right stick down diagonal right, and then you're going to move and hold your left stick up diagonal right. Like that, okay? And then you can go for the dunk or the midi fade. So let's do it with the ball in our right hand. We're holding the right trigger the whole time. We're flicking down diagonal left on our right stick, and then moving and holding our left stick up diagonal to the left. Just like that. Easy peasy. The next move is our moving behind the back. I have on Kobe White. It's not the best, but I'm just showing you guys how to do the moving behind the back. I have the Kobe White on for the standstill behind the back and the explosive behind the back. I rarely do moving behind the backs, but all you're doing is you're running. You're holding the right trigger the entire time. And if the ball is in your right hand, you are flicking your right stick down diagonal left. And if the ball is in your left hand, you are flicking the right stick down diagonal right. Your breakdown combo is definitely the easiest move on the list. You're just you're holding down the right trigger and flicking up on your right stick. That is literally it. Right now, this is the Devin Booker. This is great for crabs, and this is great for my infamous self alley-oops. And since we're talking about the self alley-oops, I might as well teach you how to do it. All you're doing is once you hit your Devin Booker, just continue to hold the right trigger and hit X and Y at the same time if you are on Xbox, and square and triangle if you are on PlayStation. Okay, on to the next move, which is our crossover. This is very easy. Let's say the ball is starting in your left hand. You're going to be running. Then you're going to flick your right stick right. And if the ball is in your right hand, you're going to flick your right stick to the left. So I use the Lonzo Ball crossover, which looks like that. It like glitches you to the basket. And a quick combo that I like to do is I will hit my Jimmy escape and then instantly, after I take one step, hit my crossover. It'll look like this. Like that. And you can just get right to the basket. Great move. Again, I'll explain it again. You're going to hit your Jimmy escape. You're going to take one step and then immediately hit your crossover. Like that. And it is just, bro, it gets you right to the basket. Okay, onto the spin. I do not really spin that much, but here we go. The ball is in your right hand. You're running up the court, and you're going to spin your right stick clockwise, just like that. And if the ball is in your left hand, it's the same thing. You're just rotating your right stick counterclockwise, just like that. Okay, on to the hesitation. It's very easy to activate. You're holding the right trigger, and if the ball is in your left hand, you're flicking your right stick left. And if the ball is in your right hand, you're flicking your right stick right, just like that. All right, on to the momentum crossover. So that is what it looks like, but we're going to start from the beginning. So it looks complicated, but it's not. So if the ball is in your left hand, you're going to flick up on the right stick. And right after you flick up, you're going to then move your left stick up diagonal right and then hold the right trigger like that. Okay? And if the ball is in your right hand, again, you're going to flick up, right? And then you're going to move your left stick up diagonal left while holding the right trigger, like this. And if you want to spam it, it looks like this. So boom, 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 ba-boom, ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. You guys are going to like this move a lot. This is your walk back size up. It's very easy, bro. Very easy. All you're doing is you're holding down on your left stick and then flicking up on your right stick. And there are 3 different animations you are able to get. So just literally hold down on your left stick, and as soon as you start to hold it, flick up on your right stick, and that's it. It's that easy. And here is a quick example of a walk back combo. I'm going to hit my escape into the walk back into another escape, and it'll look like this. So escape, walk back, escape, boom. Alright, I saved the hardest move for last, but this is a very important move. This is how you quick stop out of your Anthony Edwards hesitation. To dumb it down for you guys, you're going to be shooting off of the moving hesitation, which is this right here, but you have to shoot off of it very quickly or it'll give you this really slow shot like this right here. What we want is that. See how much quicker that is? Yeah, a lot quicker. So here's how you do it. When you want to hit your moving hesitation, you need to let go of your right trigger, flick down diagonal right or left depending on what hand the ball is in, and to get the quick stop you have to shoot immediately after, like it's flick shoot, flick shoot, flick shoot, like it's super fast. But that's how you do it. It's a little complicated, it's gonna take some practice, but it is worth it. If you want my build, it's on screen right there. I hope this video helped you guys out. I really do. Drop a like if it did, I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new. Have a good day. Go out.